hoping to see. Tommy, we are expecting a different sort of game, though, because they don't play a European type of ball game, do they?
No, they play a really sort of fast style of basketball. They really rely heavily on ball movement, so that's something we're going to have to look for slow.
All right, well, this is the second game in Group D for Australia, taking on South Korea at the Gran Canaria Arena.
Crowd continues to build here at Gran Canaria Arenas as Day 2 of Spain 2014 gets underway. The Aussies make their way out onto the floor, coming up with the same starting five which commenced the game against Slovenia yesterday. And South Korea, they have made one change to their starting five, and it's an interesting one. Moon Tae-on has been brought into the lineup. He is a naturalised dual citizen in America, otherwise known as Jared Stevenson, and he has come into the lineup at the expense of Kim Sung-hyun, who played quite well yesterday. In fact, Shane Hill was touted to be the best player for South Korea yesterday. They've won the tip, South Korea, working to the right of your screen. And they get the ball swiftly into the corner. Can't complete it. Good rebound grab there by Oh Si-kyun.
Australia won't want that. You've got to run them off the three-point line. They can't get any open shots because that's their strength.
Baines gets the rebound off the short arm from Moon Tae-on. Let's see what the Aussies can muster. Definite advantage in height. Baines, such a force yesterday against Slovenia, coming up with a game-high 21 points. He's wrestling down in the low block at the moment, and they were forced to foul. They're going to have increasingly bad problems trying to contain him, Shane.
Yeah, obviously that's what Andre Lamanis wants at the start of the game, is to punch it inside to Aaron Baines. That's where the advantage is. Try and get to the line early and get the Koreans into some foul trouble.
Dellavedova finds Ryan Brockhoff, top of the key. Well, he swishes another. What a start. Did likewise yesterday in the opening quarter.
Another well-executed play by the Australians. Great for Brockhoff's confidence as well. And it's just so sweet when he gets his feet set. Nothing but net.
This is Kim Yong-kyul handing over. They swing it around the perimeter. Back to Moon Tae-on. Shot clock rolls to single numbers. They invite Oh Si-kyun into the offense. Can't complete it. Baines the rebound. Here to do some ball carrying duties as well.
Come on, big fella, get it to the guard.
And we may be stretching the friendship there with Dellavedova. Good handoff. The floater from Dellavedova wouldn't tumble. South Korea off and running. Yang.
Delhi really hasn't found his range in close like that. He's great at being able to penetrate and those little floaters, but they're just not dropping so far.
Brockhoff with a tough cover here against Oh Si-kyun. They hand off now to Kim Yong-kyul. Well, did everything but tumble. So Korea still looking for their first basket. We've played 90 seconds here. Baines double team. Dellavedova swings it to Brockhoff. Looks good, is good. Drains another three.
Great extra pass by Dellavedova, but I love the fact they bring the Baines in transition. Baines kicked it back out and we found the open man.
Enterprising first 2 minutes from the Australian Boomers. Oh Si-kyun. Handoff to Young Hee-jung. They continue to work the shot clock down to single numbers. Moon Tae-on kicks the ball now. Yang Mi-hung works baseline. Still can't convert.
A good job by Brockhoff on that closeout. Took away the three-point shot. Made the South Korean put it on the floor with that one dribble. Enough to be able to disrupt his momentum.
Just what the Korean coach Yoo Tae-ha didn't want to see. They're 0 of 6 to start the game. Dellavedova exploring. Boomers all down low. Here's Brockhoff. Man with a hot hand. Baines off at the baseline. Turns into the double team. Kicks the ball. Dellavedova was looking for Ingles. Batted out of court. Australia has 6 on the shot clock. Andre Lamanis very happy with the way this has unfolded so far. Dellavedova again. Baines, quick release off the window. It's 8-zip Australia here.
And again, all three of Australia's baskets have come once there's been a post touch.
Dellavedova read the pass well with numbers. Brockhoff to the right, Ingles to the left. It was a good option for Joe Ingles to jump upstairs, throw down the dunk. It's a 10-0 start. South Korea called timeout. It's a whirlwind from the Boomers here in the first 3 minutes.
That's exactly what the Boomers needed after their loss yesterday. They'll be able to come out, stiff-lip, seem positive. And this is a marathon, this tournament. They'll be able to get back
Obviously, Shane, nothing going right for the South Korean team at the moment. Hardly got a good look at the offensive end. And when Australia comes down with just the power we have inside, as suspected, with our height advantage, it's creating dramas for them.
Well, South Korea started like that yesterday. They only scored 6 points in the entire first quarter and only 18 for the entire first half. So they didn't get any confidence out of yesterday's game. And Australia sniffing a little bit of blood on the defensive end. It's done a really good job here to be able to take away any confidence they built in the second half yesterday.
But certainly important for Australia not to get too far ahead of themselves here. Great start, but let's keep the foot on the accelerator.
Yeah, and you'd have to think there'd be guys on the bench licking their lips as well, waiting for their first opportunity. There was 3 guys that didn't play yesterday, and they'll certainly want to be able to impress, to be able to earn valuable court time.
Cho hands over. Osikyun with the shot clock rolling to single numbers. Game broken play. Elevating for the shot, Kim Sung-hyun, and gets it to tumble. Well, it took just over 3 minutes, but South Korea opened their account. Dellavedova penetrating. Good patience as well. Comes up with a finish.
That is a screen that you don't want to run into Aaron Baines in the full court.
Baines off the curl cut. This is Cho Sung-min. He comes up with a finish as well.
Just the communication defensively between Brockhoff and Ingles on that one allowed that open shot. Offensive foul by Ingles. And just like you called, Case, the Aussies don't want to get ahead of themselves. They'll break down at the defensive end. Turnover at the offensive end. They really have to be hungry here to be able to try and build a big lead.
And pressure up the floor from the Australians. This is Kim Sung-hyun. Osikyun handing over. Cho Sung-min to Moon Tae-on. Top of the key, losing the handle there. Kim Sung-hyun. Shot clock to 5 as Moon elevates it. He knocks down the 3. Now they're warming up. Back to a 4-point ball game after Australia led by 10 just 2 minutes ago. Brockhoff, top of the key. Shot clock to 10. Ingles going on with the dribble. I was looking for the pass to Baines, caught the rim. Baines tried tip-ins 3 times unsuccessfully. Australia reset. Double team for Baines, trying to wedge him out of court. He steps between them and the reverse finish. Oh, he's putting on a show at the moment, Aaron Baines.
Great split by the big fella, straight through the middle reverse layup. Showing his array of skills at the moment, Aaron Baines. Travel.
Show. This is Kim Sung-hyun. He elevates, looking confident as well, and that's why. 4 points for Kim now. He leads Korea. Dellavedova coughs it up under pressure. And they're running again, South Korea. Elevating this time, Cho Sung-min. He finishes it. The timeout called, and how quickly it can change. Cho gets his second 3 of the game, and South Korea are back to within 1. And Australia led by 10 just 3 minutes ago.
We know they're going to make some shots. All right, make sure we continue to make them contested. With all those shooters on the perimeter, don't have your hands down. It's here, you know that they want to shoot the feet. Make them put it on the deck and then slide with it. Let's get to a secondary cross. Secondary cross.
Well, they went 0 of 5 to start South Korea. Now they've hit 4 of their next 5 shots, including a couple from outside. And all of a sudden, the 10-point lead has evaporated. It's a 1-point ball game, and we're back on an even keel.
Well, I think that's what Andre Lamanis will be disappointed about and spoke about in that timeout, is being able to get a hand on the shooter. And the South Koreans are fantastic from the three-point line. They're 3 of 5 tonight. You just can't give them an open look.
Giving the ball carriers treatment as well. Dellavedova had to hand off to Ingles. He got buffeted as well. Shot clock down to single numbers as Newley into the game for the first time surveys his options. Dellavedova sneaks a look at the shot clock at the other end, realises he has to go. Again, looked a little off balance. Tip in from Baines wouldn't work. Dellavedova outside. Ingles, the open look. Yes!
Good find from Dellavedova too. Anytime you get an offensive rebound and you've got shooters towed up at the three-point line, a lot of the times you can get a naked one. Great for Joe Ingles' confidence again. Cam
Bairstow into the game. Just harassing O.C. Kuen there. Moon now finds Kim Sung-hyun.
Cam Bairstow looked a little nervous yesterday, so good to see him into the game early today. Expect him to bounce back.
2 on the shot clock. South Korea need to get busy. They're not going to get it off in time.
That was great help defense from the split line there from Cam Bairstow to really take the South Korean out of his shot. Bought a little bit more time and force him into a turnover.
So Dante Exum into the game as well. Your thoughts, Shane, on his first appearance yesterday?
I thought he was solid without being spectacular. And again, I think we've got to be patient with him. You know, he's going to make some of those sort of mistakes. You know, he's a teenager, and the expectation that is on this young man, and we all know he's going to be a fantastic player in the future. And I'm sure he'll continue to contribute as this tournament goes on. Great experience for him, and hasn't played a lot of basketball over the last 12 months.
3.5 minutes left, term number 1. Sense of urgency about South Korea as Newley gets involved and picks up the foul. 3rd team foul on Australia. Korea has committed 2 so far.
First personal foul, Newley.
I like the fact that both Exum and Bairstow have had an opportunity early in this first quarter to be able to get rid of some of those nerves and continue to play themselves in to this tournament.
Cho looks inside. Found Kim Jong-hyun. This is Cho Sung-min. Single numbers on the shot clock. Bounces off Baines. Looks inside. Well, Bairstow unable to get there quickly enough as Kim Jong-sung comes up with a finish. Australia by 2 inside 3 minutes to play. Opening quarter action day 2. Spain 2014 here on ABC2. Exum continues on with a dribble. Now finds Ingles top of the key. Works to the right-hand side and now arcs his way to the hoop. Comes up with a finish.
He's just got that length to be able to finish in traffic. Great move from Joe Ingles.
7 in the game now for Ingles. Losing the handle there, Kim Jong-sung. Brock Modem will check in for the Boomers, replacing Aaron Baines.
Brock Modem was fantastic yesterday. I thought his debut off the bench was special. And you would think tonight, another opportunity for him to be able to build on that. I want to see Australia with a little bit more ball movement. Dante had to dribble the ball for a long period of time in that last possession. You want to get some movement and player movement, really break down the defense.
Exum in traffic as the ball knocked down. 10 seconds on the shot clock now for the Boomers, who are playing with just one starter for the moment. That's Ingles. We've heard descriptions of the Australian offense that at times it does look stagnant and not a lot happening. Perhaps a little evidence of that there.
Yeah, I think so. And you don't want Dante having to take 15 dribbles in any sort of set. You want to be able to move the ball and loosen the defense and then look to be able to attack.
Modem, the left-hander, goes to work. Drew plenty of attention. Like his aggression.
And that's what he brings to the table. He's 6'10", but he has the mobility to be able to pull through and attack that paint. To be able to finish, gets himself to the free throw line. Very, very good shooter as well. So they have to close out hard because he can stick the 3.
Modem is 73% free throw shooter with Bologna in Italy last season. One of 2 left-handers in the Boomers lineup.
Both Modem and Bairstow, Brisbane juniors. Both went through the college system and, as you mentioned, had a fantastic year in Italy for his rookie season.
Park Chan-hee doing the ball carrying duties. Hands over. Cho back to Park. Cho working on Ingles. Hands over. Hyo Uyong. They go to the corner once more. That's a good finish from Cho Sung-min. Z all over him. You barely see the basket, but he found the target.
And again, you want to see pressure on those shooters. You have to make them put it on the floor.
4th team foul called here on South Korea in the opening quarter. 1:41 left to play. Dave Anderson and Matthew Dellavedova check in. Bairstow and Ingles to the bench.
And I think this sub's going to help Dante. Bring Dellavedova back, give him the ball handling responsibilities. Let Exum run on the wings and get an opportunity to be able to use his pick and roll once the defense has been loosened up a little bit.
Exum looks inside. Nice pass. Anderson surrounded. Eventually they dispossessed him. Cho Sung-min, handover. Kim knocks down the defender. Moten kept it alive after the miss as well. And Cho Sung-min resets for South Korea. Down by 4 after allowing Australia to hit the first 10 points of the game. There appeared to be an obvious foul there. And eventually they've called it on Kim. Had a handful of David Anderson's singlet and was shoving him in the back.
Sure, Dave won't mind. He's going to have a couple of free throws here.
And just on that, Shane, in the opening game against Slovenia, I think we were both of the opinion that the referees let a fair bit go, which you don't want to discourage, but that was just the way it was called. So it'll be interesting to see if that continues throughout the tournament.
Yeah, I thought the refereeing was pretty good yesterday. I thought it was pretty consistent. And again, I think all fans or players and coaches ever want is the same thing happening, you know, quarter to quarter and game to game. And then you have to be able to adjust as a player to the way the referees are officiating the game.
Anderson with his first points in the game. Again, some pressure on the ball carrier. Suggestion of a travel there. Newley guarding Park Chan-hee. Shot clock at 8. Kim Ta-sul. They need to get busy here. They've got 4 seconds on the clock. It's Kim Ta-sul going baseline again with a shot clock expiring in the background. Good job there, body work from Dellavedova to allow Newley the rebound. Here's Newley. He was busy late yesterday against Slovenia. This time he's off the front of the rim, and off and running is Park Chan-hee. Shot clock some 8 seconds inside the game clock.
I think Cho's got to be shrugging his shoulders and nodding his head on the bench. He got benched, came on, hit 8 points in 6 minutes, and now he's back on the bench again.
Well, Australia with the last play here of this first term. 4 turnovers apiece. Dellavedova left alone, makes them pay. Well, I need to play a little bit tighter D on Matthew Dellavedova than that. So they started with a bang and they finish in style as well. At the end of the first quarter here, Australia enjoys a 9-point lead. It's Australia 26, Korea 17.
Well, offensively, I thought the team looked great. 26 points, had a little bit of a lull in the middle of that quarter, but offensively, to be shooting the ball at 60% is a great start for them. I think the thing that Andre Lamanis will be disappointed about is, again, the opposition shot the ball at about 47%. That only just dropped at the end of that quarter. And too many open shots for my liking. And I think if they can really work at that defensive structure and really running them off the line, turn them into more penetrators to help defense going, I think you'll have more success in this second quarter.
10 rebounds to 4 as well. So obviously our edge in height being emphasised there.
Yeah, and that was always going to be the case. And Australia came out well, had the mindset of being able to throw it inside. Baines was a great target in there. They got the results early, went away from it a little bit, probably dribbled the ball a little bit too much at different stages, but then finished well when Dellavedova came back into the game for that last couple of minutes. You see on the highlights there, you just can't get somebody like Cho an open shot like that. He's going to nail that 8 out of 10 times. He probably can't do much else apart from stand there and catch and shoot.
Great to see so many Australians getting involved in the offense as well. We had 6 scorers there in the opening term. Yesterday against Slovenia, only 3 on the score sheet at quarter time. And obviously that 10-0 start, that allowed some confidence to build. And on that occasion, as Dellavedova drains the shot, well, they were just lost on their defense, South Korea.
And you're right, this will build confidence for the guys. They want to get into the game. They want to be able to contribute. Show Andre Lamanis and the coaching staff that they can play a role. And at the start of this European tour a month ago, Brian Broekhoff was the 12th man and played some great basketball. He's worked his way into the starting lineup, played with a lot of confidence. And as we spoke about yesterday, the assistant coach from Slovenia said that Broekhoff is our very best player on the team.
Enterprising start to the game for the Aussie Boomers here against South Korea. 26-17, on pace for a 100-point game as Modem shows some tricks to Lee Jong-hyun. Swing it around the perimeter. Newley wants the baseline, goes to work, forced into a tough shot, couldn't complete it. Anderson, the offensive rebound on the putback. He's fouled and off to the strike.
The lineup that Andre Lamanis has gone with here, I think, is a very well-balanced lineup. With Dave Anderson playing the 5 spot now rather than the 4, it gives us a little bit more mobility in that 4 spot with Modem. We'll be a little bit quicker and a little bit more mobile. And I thought at stages yesterday that was a lineup that could help us a little bit more than us being a little bit top-heavy against the smaller Slovenian foremen.
Australia have been good from the free throw line so far. 4 of 5. Went 16 of 21 against Slovenia. Certainly the ability to get 21 free throws is a good sign for the Boomers.
Great start for Dellavedova. 5 assists already in the first quarter. Terrific effort. International game, 5 points and 5 assists.
And had a game-high 5 assists yesterday for the game. South Korea down low, knocking down the shot. Kim Yong-kyul comes up with his first points.
Back to Daly. He had 5 assists. He had 5 turnovers and 3 points. And you know, he's a terrific player. I think he can contribute on the scoring a little bit more without having to force it. And he certainly will be challenged not to come up with 5 turnovers as he gets an open look but can't knock that one in.
Modem just getting a little excited there, reaching him from behind, is called for the foul, the first on Australia in this period.
First personal foul, primera falta personal.
4 fouls overall from the Boomers. 6 have been called on South Korea.
And you see Australia pressing a little bit more with the mobility of Modem in the game. More a 2-2-1 press, dropping back to a man-to-man.
Shot clock to 10. Kim Tae-soo hands over. Kim Yong-kyul. Now Park Chan-hee, top of the key. Hyo Il-jung elevates the left-hander. Never looked likely. Dellavedova, again good body work. Broekhoff. Inside, Modem, the left-hander. Baseline. Oh, excellent defensive job from Lee Jong-hyun. Australia reset now. Whistle provided here. Foul's going to be called on Hyo Il-jung.
It's a terrific contest by Brian Broekhoff on the defensive end to really disrupt the three-point shot, and that's exactly the way Australia need to be able to play defense. They're going to reduce the impact of the three-point shot by South Korea.
Timeout called, 8:24 left to play here until halftime. Head-to-head these teams, Australia leads at 4-1. Our only defeat came in the 1970 World Championships when we lost by 13 points. It was 92-79 back in the days when Lindsay Gaze was playing. There was some confusion when we arrived at the stadium today, and one of the other broadcasters asked if, in fact, we had lost to South Korea at the '96 Olympics when Shane Hill was playing. And the Hammer was very quick to put them in their place and suggest that we don't want to get this wrong, don't let this get too far, because not on my watch, I think was the message.
Let's be very firm about that. We did not lose in 1996. And,
in fact, it was a win by 23.
He went away after being told in no uncertain terms.
But prior to that, you also played at the World Championships 1994. It was only a 2-point game, and both of those games were the first game of the tournament.
Yeah, they were, and you reminded me at breakfast this morning with all of the statistics of those games. Nice to be able to reminisce that in 1994 we got away with a 2-point win in Toronto. I'm sure Coach Barry Barnes, that vein would have been throbbing. Would have had a few choice words for us.
And that's the danger against an outside-orientated team that can knock down a perimeter shot very quickly. As we saw in that first quarter, a 10-point lead became 1 in 3 minutes. Here's Anderson, a little undecided, now goes to work, spinning, taking one in the chops. Good strong D again. They're undersized here, but Kim Yong-kyul, well, he's happy to go at Australia.
Well, they've come out of that zone, come out of that timeout in the zone, and it's a good ploy by the South Koreans. And Australia hasn't proven that they're a great three-point shooting team, as we see them cause a turnover with that ploy. So we'll get a chance to see the zone offense for the first time from Australia in this tournament. I would imagine the next possession.
And good pressure from the Australians. Just harassing South Korea, giving them anything easy. Nice pass from Moon Tae-on. Pick and roll there with Kim Yong-kyul. Rolls to the hoop and comes up with the finishing touches.
And again, a bit late on that pick and roll defense. We struggled with our pick and rolls yesterday against Slovenia. Expected to be able to pick that up a little bit better today.
Dellavedova retreats. Anderson. Now Newley. Nice pass. Brock Modem. Again, good defense. It was help D from Moon Tae-on there. Chimed it well and rejected the shot. Ingles and Baines back into the equation. They've got 3 seconds to get something happening here again. Watch the 4 from South Korea. It was Moon Tae-on. Baines left alone. Off the window, can't finish. Good job from Anderson. Tapped it to his own advantage, kept it alive.
And again, this zone has disrupted the Australians.
3 minutes played and only 1 point so far since quarter time, and that was a free throw from Anderson. Baines, look at the strength of the man, holding off one opponent and trying for the tip, and he's got a smile on his face as well. He's enjoying it.
I'm sure everyone was a little bit worried when he went down yesterday with what turned out to be a spasm in his left calf. It would have been devastating if that had been a torn calf, obviously, for the rest of the tournament. Really lacking the traditional size that Australian teams have, obviously with Andrew Bogut not here, and you only have to look at the Australians in a huddle with Luke Longley and he towers over everybody else.
Of course, no Alex Maric either, as Brockhoff gets after the missed free throw. Well, they'll be driving the South Korean coach crazy. Dellavedova knew Ingles was going to be in the corner. Anderson, a busted play. Australia are 0 of 7 from the field in this quarter. Brockhoff, we're overdue. Even he's gone cold. It's now none of 8 for the Boomers. Moon Tae-on. This is Cho. In turn, Kim Sung-hyun. And slow it down. Roll the shot clock to single numbers in traffic. Baines got a piece of it. Will feed Ingles on the quick outlet pass, and finally they break the drought. Our first field goal in this term took 3.5 minutes.
And that's what Australia have to do. If we're struggling in the half court against this zone, we need to be able to up our defensive pressure, create a few turnovers and get the running game going before they have a chance to set the zone up.
Kim hands over. Baseline. Tough shot. Never looked likely. Moon Tae-on's gone down here under pressure from Ingles. Feeds Baines. Wasn't the best pass. Baines has support nearby. Wants to go solo. Maybe not the best option on that occasion. Kim Sung-hyun dances around Dellavedova, then coughs it up to the long arms of Ryan Brockhoff. Ingles, Baines in support. Something good should happen here.
Again, from the defensive end, Ryan Brockhoff, as you called, his arms, him and Joe Ingles have the longest arms for wings. And well read, another turnover and an easy basket at the other end.
Double figure lead again for the Boomers. And an offensive foul is called. Good D. And Brockhoff making things happen at the defensive end. The timing of that pass was just immaculate from Joe Ingles. Baines was licking his lips. Throws it down. 6 points in the game for Baines. Ingles has 9. Baines has 6 rebounds as well. So he's very much an impact here in this game. Adam Gibson onto the floor for the first time in the game. Tending to the floor at the moment. As Dellavedova gets a well-earned break. 5 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds in 13 minutes. Here's the line for the Cleveland Cavaliers guard.
Good opportunity for Andre Lamanis to get a few people in. 5 games in 6 days. You certainly don't want to be wearing people out in a game like this. As Brockhoff gets his feet set. Fantastic find from Dave Anderson with that skip pass.
Margin out to a game-high 13. A little over 5 minutes left here in the first half. Brockhoff with 9 points. Finished the game yesterday with 9 on 3 or 4 shooting from long range.
He loves going up by 3s. There's no doubt about that. I'm not sure he's hit a 2-point shot at the tournament, has he?
No, not yet. Again, this suffocating defence from the Boomers, just forcing the error from South Korea.
And as you called, Case, now up to 8 turnovers for South Korea. And terrific defensive pressure, and that's exactly where it needs to start for Australia. It needs to be the foundation of the entire game.
Brockhoff, Ingles. Works inside Moon. Gibson, back to Ingles. No room for the shot initially. Steps back from beyond the perimeter and says, how about those?
You're going to love that. Holds the follow-through up. Says thank you very much.
16 points is the margin.
Up to 12 points for Joe Ingles in this first half.
Moon elevates. Front and back of the rim. Baines the rebound. Gibson has Ingles quickly up the floor. Likewise, Brockhoff looking dangerous. Bairstow trying to present himself down low, has been called for the offensive foul. Well, there wasn't a lot in that, but his wrestle with O.C. Kewen was right in front of the referee, and Bairstow gets the foul.
Adam Gibson in that transition, really just not looking for anything himself. And, you know, it's not like you want him to come down and be spraying up 3s, but I think he had an opportunity to really create rotations from the defense and to be able to get somebody else into the game if he wasn't confident in getting the shot up himself. I'm not sure why he wouldn't be confident, because he's a very good shooter. He's proven that in the NBL time and time again.
5 on the shot clock. Cho Sung-min was looking inside. The Boomers have done it again. Look at the pass from Ingles. Brockhoff to Bairstow for a confidence booster. Throwing down dunks on top of South Korea. Australia all over them, lead by 18.
Great pass from Joe Ingles. Full court chest pass. Really started that transition.
Nice pick and roll again. Well, good D from Bairstow there. Just worried Kim Yong-kyu out of the points after the pass was right on the money. Here's Baines. O.C. Kewen with his hands full goes for the foul. And it's the 5th team foul on Korea. Free throws to come now for Baines as we get another look at the Ingles pass right on the money.
Great pass from Ingles. Good read from Brockhoff. That'll get the big bear. His confidence up. With a nice little dunk. Good strategy from South Korea trying to double Aaron Baines. He certainly doesn't feel comfortable as soon as a double team comes. You see him start to panic a little bit and dribble away from the basket.
None of 3 from the free throw line in this game, Baines. Really his only blemish so far. 11.7 rebounds.
Baines.
So the margin at 19. That was the prediction from Shane Hill that it might be at the end as well. Find an open man. It's Yang. Caught it a little deep. Ingles the rebound. And look at the Aussie sprint the floor. Options on both wings. Gibson to the rack and off the window. Comes up with his first points of the tournament.
And really, Joe Ingles dominating this at both ends of the floor. Great rebound, good find for Gibson, and that'll get his confidence up as well.
Australia has doubled Korea's score. Nice work again from the guard with Yang. And foul has been called on Australia. Baines doesn't like it, but he isn't going to change it.
And the last two possessions all come from breakdowns and pick and roll defense. And that time, Cameron Bairstow a little bit slow to be able to get out on that show. Big fella slipped to the basket.
Aaron Baines is, I think he's got a case. A replay, you can draw your own conclusion, but it looked decisive. There's Outback Shaq. Nate July, let's hope we see him today.
That's a great nickname, isn't it? Outback Shaq. Yeah, I would imagine that he will be starting to warm those big limbs up anytime soon. He's a big fella, isn't he? Looking at him yesterday, 140 plus kegs.
Well, that snaps the drought for South Korea, but they're still in an enormous hole here. Now 19 as Gibson zigzags his way up the floor. Left open, whistle off the ball, offensive foul. This again has been called on Bairstow.
So again, Gibbo coming off on that on ball, he really needs to be able to come off and explore, even if it's not to shoot the ball himself, to be able to create opportunities for others, but he could have got an elbow jump shot.
Ingles sits down, 12 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists. Only 13 minutes of action. Cho finding Kim Yong-kyul back to the top of the key. And the shot clock rolls to single numbers. Yang goes baseline. Cho can't connect though, but they keep it alive, can reset around the perimeter here.
Great contest from Gibson on that shot.
He worked into a double team there. Olsey Kuhn had to retreat, found Kim Yong-kyul, and he came up with the finishing touches. That looked a little better from South Korea.
And they're the breakdowns that Andre Lemanis won't like. Brock Moden needed to be able to get his rotations right on that occasion.
Can they go back to back? They can. Splashing the long-range bomb, Yang Dong-jun. Well, they needed that, to say the least. They cut the margin to 15 after it was at 21. Timeout called, 148 away from half-time. And similar pattern developing here in this period as we saw in the first, where Australia burst out to the lead and then they were reeled in. Let's go in the huddle here with Andre Lemanis.
Settle down now, all right? Like the things go crazy and that's just it. When we get turnovers, quick shots. That's when they start out. On the offense, like on the rebound, we got to scramble. Get around and wipe that. Make them throw it over the top there. All right? You get switched onto a post man. Get around and wipe that. We need some energy to stay with energy and fight for this last minute and a half of this group. Motion, twist it, play off Bainesy a little bit. All right, play off Bainesy. Here we go. So let's look at the room. 1, 2, 3.
Well, plenty to like about the way Australia are going about their business at the moment. And to viewers in Australia, we do have a few breakups, we understand. Maybe that's the hot hand of Ryan Broekhoff just creating some dramas with his satellite, or maybe just the pace that Australia are playing with, Hammer. I'm not sure.
Might be. But Andre addressed these troops in that timeout. Certainly a few breakdowns at the same time, but a lot more positives to be able to talk about today.
6-0 run from South Korea.
I'm surprised that South Korea have gone away from the zone when they had so much success for the first 3 or 4 minutes in this period.
Aussies to the stripe again. South Korea over the limit in terms of fouls. Dellavedova adds to his tally. Didn't get to the free throw line against Slovenia. It eases Australia's lead a little further out. And Newley goes down off the ball. It looks like an offensive foul. It's been called here on Cho Sung-min. The foul count now 11-7 South Korea. There's the injury concern they have at the moment from Moon Tae-on. Let's see him hit the floor heavily and not really contest the loose ball. As Newley goes down again, may have slipped even in the same spot where he was. Perhaps that wasn't attended to as best as it should have been. It's such a dangerous situation, Shane.
Yeah, you need these.
Such a humid place here in Gran Canaria.
No doubt. And you want the guys with those mops. They've got to be the tiniest mops I've ever seen, by the way. But yep, they need to be able to take care of that.
Just again, our apologies for any breakup you're having in the signal here from Spain. We're attending to that as we can. Certainly don't want to be missing any of this route at the moment. And Australia really playing well under coach Andre Lamanis. Of course, Australia, they get a day off tomorrow. Rest day for the teams. And the Boomers, well, then they confront Lithuania on Tuesday at 4:30 in the afternoon local time, around 1:30 a.m. on Wednesday back home. That's Eastern Standard.
I'm sure the fellas will hit the beach on their day off. Beautiful place here.
Exum can't complete it. Loose ball scramble. Modem got a piece of it, but it spills now to Yang Hee-jung. Yang Dong-jin takes over. Dellavedova and Baines, the only two starters on the floor for Australia at the moment. Shot clock to single numbers. They're a long way from the rack here. Yang Dong-jun needs to get busy. Works to an open spot, fires the three, scurried after the shot as soon as it left the hand, knew it was off the money. Andre Lamanis is up. He's not happy with that loose ball rebound going back to South Korea.
And again, another breakdown on the pick and roll defense. Aaron Baines just so far off his man as we see an offensive foul called on the South Koreans.
Dellavedova just taking it in the left knee then. He used to be okay.
It'll hurt tomorrow though. He'll give it a hard rub now. He's a tough kid. Matthew Dellavedova.
They breed him that way in country Victoria.
Country Victorian, all right. He's a tough boy.
Yang Dong-jun applying the pressure. South Korea cannot afford to foul. Australia to the stripe if they do. Baines. The pass from Modem wasn't his best effort. Just a little untidy from the Boomers here as we head toward halftime. 30 seconds left on the clock.
And that's just an area of Aaron Baines' game that has to improve. Really needed to read the rotation. There was nothing there. The open man was in the corner. He really could have given his teammate an open shot.
Cho Sung-min knocked down, taking the shot. Brock Modem just coming up with the error. So 3 free throws to come here for South Korea. 14 and a half seconds to play in the first half.
And it's always a fine line. Brock Modem with the right idea of making sure on that. He just started too far back, so his momentum took him forward as he was trying to contest that shot. But again, it came from another pick and roll situation. And again, when Australia play against these better teams, as we did yesterday, the pick and roll defense is something that has to be on song.
Motum and Bairstow both have 2 fouls for Australia at the moment. South Korea have 4 players with multiple fouls. Cho Sung-min, very good from the free throw line, so uncharacteristic for him. So some pressure up the floor as well. Last play of the first half. Dellavedova. Back to Exum. Left open. Good look at the three. Caught the front and back of the rim. Now chance for South Korea. They pull up for the jump shot with a buzzer about to go. Can't complete it. Was Yang Dongjung. And that is all for the first half here. It's been an enterprising start to the game by Australia. They led by 9 at quarter time, and at the major break they have a 15-point edge. It's the Boomers 44, South Korea 29.
Thornton.
And I'm Ryan Chang.
And we host Double Dribble, where you can see all the highlights of the USA versus Turkey and Australia versus South Korea.
Dave, I tip Kim Jong-il will score 100 points.
That's the wrong Korea, Ronnie. Double Dribble tonight on ABC2 at 8:20.
Go Air Kim!
Still not right.
Well, there's certainly a Kim playing, but no, Ronnie Cheng does not have the right one. He's with Dave Thornton, and we'll bring you all the World Cup analysis like you have never heard it before. That is nightly at 8:20 on ABC2. Now, of course, it is half-time at the Gran Canaria Arena. Australia in their second match, and the Boomers are leading. It's a 15-point ball game over South Korea. Not an unexpected scoreline. Phil Smythe and Tommy Greer, who've been watching it with me. Gents, the Boomers got out of the block so fast. 4 or 5 really quick buckets. We thought they were going to run away with it. But, you know, they left it open on the perimeter and became a little bit more interesting.
It's a little bit more enjoyable watching it tonight, though, than it was last night. I've got to start off by saying it's much more enjoyable. Look, I reckon the Aussies were a little bit tentative at the start, Tommy. They had a chance to open it up. I think they were really geared up to try and get the ball inside and became a bit stagnant from the perimeter. Then they got aggressive defensively and then things started to flow for them. Did you think they were tentative at the start?
Yeah, a little bit. I think probably the sort of pressure of this game, you know, they know how important this game is. They've got to come away with a big win here. And, you know, the passing out of the post, I think that's something that probably need to work on going forward as well.
We had a pretty good couple of periods there from Joe Ingles. Like what you're seeing?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Joe's, and I've said all along that he's going to be an outstanding player. He was in London, he is here. See him finish off this one with a nice dunk, but he's been able to get to the basket, and he's long when they've needed it. Hit a beautiful step-back three later in the game. He was fantastic at that. You know, we see him light up for a three. He's hit a couple from outside. That opens up the game so much for Australia. He's just been terrific, and his passing's been great. Just another dunk. It's just sort of a run-of-the-mill. It's almost a Joe Ingles highlight at the moment, isn't it?
It is. We've got a whole reel of them. His versatility is incredible.
That's his step-back three.
Exactly. He's got the whole gamut of the moves there, hasn't he? We saw him with his penetration yesterday, his passing of the ball. It's impressive to watch. It's something that the Boomers need so badly in this team.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just his mindset, I think. You know, he started that Slovenia game really aggressive as well. And it sort of feels like to me, whenever he sort of penetrates and really plays aggressively and tries to get on the rim, he either gets fouled or he gets a bucket, you know. So I'd like to see him stay with that aggressiveness, you know, throughout the rest of the game. Well,
we've spoken earlier and, in fact, all the way through the lead-up to this World Cup about Aaron Baines and how this tournament will be for him. He is going to be a future big name of this team.
No doubt about it. 2 years ago, Luke Longley said to me in camp that he was a big fan of Aaron Baines. Of course, that was before he joined San Antonio, before he became as dominant as he has been in this series here. And he has just been spectacular. We were worried yesterday he might have injured himself, but it was a cramp in his calf. It was pretty good, but he certainly gets the Aussies going. He's a big presence inside. Said at the start of the game, he's such a likeable bloke, but he looks angry.
He does.
Which is what you want from your inside player.
He just doesn't look that cheerful. Tell you someone who does look cheerful is Dante Exum, and we'll have a chat about him in a little while, perhaps one of the youngsters of this team, as is Matthew Dellavedova. Tommy, there's a lot of expectation, a bit of hype around Della, but he is still young and he's pretty new to this scene.
Yeah, absolutely. You can get confused, like if Della's not putting a lot of points on the board, people sort of suggest he's not playing very well, but he's the floor general of this team. And you know, he had a pretty rough start against Slovenia the other night, but you know, coming up against Goran Dragic, which is, one of the tougher matchups you're going to come up against during the tournament. So to see him sort of get started well tonight, it's good signs.
Yeah, the Dragic brothers. It's not Zoran and Goran is not how you want to start your
Not a thought put into that early, wasn't it?
Tell you what, though, it's a bit easier than starting your World Cup against the USA, which is what Finland had to do. Now, there was no surprises in this scoreline. A cricket score for the USA and for Finland, who are World Cup debutantes. A tough start. They've got it out of the way, and Phil, we spoke about the fact that they might be relieved to have it that way.
Look, I reckon they will be. They'll certainly be better for their next game. They scored the first 2 points of the game and said if they stop it there, Finland can say they've defeated the United States, but they couldn't. And they the first half, America just dominated them. Then Finland came back into the game and looked at respect. It was a blowout. We said before the game started we expected that. The Americans are so athletic, so quick, and so skilled. They're just your favourite player, of course, hard man with the ball. You love a man with the beard. We know that. It's going to be difficult, and I'm still saying I think it's going to be USA and Spain who are going to play off for that gold medal.
Yeah, you're sharing my secrets there, Phil. That was part of this deal.
Well, that's why Tommy got the gig, let's be honest.
I just shaved off the beard as well. I don't know what I've done.
Well, Tommy, you're a massive fan of, American basketball in general, but you're pretty impressed with this team.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be the storyline pretty much of all the group stage games for the United States. Turkey might give them a little bit of a shake, but the United States managed to sub in everyone except for the team manager there, and I think that going forward it'll be pretty similar to this.
Well, Phil, I think we were saying yesterday that nearly everyone on the team sheet got a dunk as well.
Look, it looked like they did it. It was trying to find the one that didn't get it, and that's the great thing about them. They play really well together, and the coach has done a great job of that. The tendency, you would think, with so much talent, and these guys can do that. They can go off on their own, so they play really well together, and that's what makes them entertaining. And certainly the host country loves having them. They're the big crowd drawer, so not only are they a great team, they played it with dignity. They won by 50-plus points and played really well.
Yeah, and they must have had some juggling to do because, of course, some of those really big names of the NBA aren't here. These guys are stars in their own right, of course. But the way they gel together, even though there must be a huge amount of ego-driven stuff going on there, you would think, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it's been a real sort of culture change with these United States teams since Mike Krzyzewski came in and took over the coaching role. They're really trying to sort of develop a culture within the team. They meet a lot more often, and they select role players these days, like Plumlee and players like this. It's not all about just having the superstars out there.
Yeah, exactly right. Well, there is the Group C table. Dominican Republic, they're on top, of course, with the extra game, and they are the number 3 team in the world. They won the FIBA Americas to actually get through to this tournament. USA and Ukraine, they're also with the win. Turkey to face USA later, and, Turkey certainly would have paid attention to this game. How good is this man? My man with the beard, Mr. Harden himself.
Yeah, Eurostep. He's just terrific, isn't he? He's a highlight reel on his own. He's quick. And what you see when you watch him play is his ability to get to the basket and score. He's off balance there and still finishes with the shot, but he defends really well. Great steal, his anticipations. He's an outstanding player.
Well, he's really had to step up too, hasn't he? He was the only one, along with Anthony Davis, who played in that Olympic gold medal side, and all of a sudden he's become one of the senior members of this team. And that was rather entertaining for us to watch indeed, and I reckon Turkey are probably a little bit nervous, as would New Zealand be, because they are the ones after that will face the US. Now, back over in our group, it was Mexico and Lithuania who met. Now, Lithuania, gents, we've spoken about them as being the strongest team in this group, and Mexico certainly didn't find
some good dances.
They've got some very interesting dance moves there. But Lithuania, they are the one to beat, aren't they?
They're certainly going to be the one that concerns us more than anyone else, and we've had an ongoing battle over the World Championships and the Olympics with Lithuania in getting into those medal rounds. They beat Mexico 87-74, but the big point in it, and Tom was good enough to bring it up on his stat sheet for me. Mexico was 6 for 21 from the three-point line. Lithuania 11 from 20, but they had just great passes of the ball, Lithuania, and they're brutal if they're left open. They shoot a great percentage, and they're one of those teams you love to watch play because they look like San Antonio a little bit, that they play off each other really, really well. They're a great team to watch. Just their ball movement. We saw it there. It's outstanding.
And we somewhat surprised there, Tommy, that we're seeing that a 41-all scoreline. Mexico did well.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got some good players themselves with Gustavo Ayon out there, who's a Atlanta Hawks player. And but like Phil was saying, the big thing about this Lithuania team is their front court. They've got 2 NBA players in Valanciunas and Monty Eunice, who plays for Houston out there, and they're pretty tough in the big man department.
Well, Mexico, it's been a while since they've been at the World Cup too. It's been 1974. What's the go there?
What are you looking at me for? You thought I played it in 74. Just 4 years later, give me a little bit of a break. Yeah, they haven't. Look, they actually have an outstanding competition. A lot of the Aussie guys go in the off-season. A lot of the Americans that don't play in the NBA go and play in Mexico. So the standard has come up because of that, and they do pretty well in this game. Lithuania are a very potent unit, and Mexico do pretty well to stay in the game.
Yeah, well, Mexico 26th in the world too, so perhaps that was a bit more pressure than Lithuania would have been expecting. Do you think our guys would be worried, Tommy?
Look, I mean, we worry about every team. I think we're going to approach every team like it's a do or die sort of final. So I hope we're worried about them, and I hope we sort of treat them with the respect they deserve.
Well, yes, the win went to Lithuania. They are on top of the Group D table. Angola and Slovenia as well. Hopefully we'll see Australia chalking up the win today. Half-time, of course, in Gran Canaria at the moment. Later on, and in fact it's tomorrow morning our time, we've got 5:25 a.m. is Turkey and USA. That is, of course, Eastern Standard Time. Can't wait for that one. And it's a rematch of the decider from the 2010 World Cup, Team Turkey. Yeah, Turkey taking on the USA, 5:25 a.m. tomorrow morning Eastern Standard Time. Look forward to having you with us for that one on ABC. And gentlemen, Turkey, they needed a wild card to get in this time, and that just shows how tough that Eurobasket competition is.
Oh, it's the toughest. There's no question about it. And, even in the highlights there, you see how talented they are. So they're a group that could cause a surprise in the World Cup.
Well, makes you wonder how New Zealand's going to go. Of course, the Tall Blacks pushed them all the way, could have had a win. But, of course, right now we're more concerned with the second half of ball that we have between Australia and South Korea. Australia well in the lead, pretty comfortable. And as we take a look at some of the highlights, a lot to like. Possibly Andre Lemanis, Tommy Greer wouldn't have been too happy with how they let the Koreans back into the game.
No, that's the sort of lapses he was talking about to the media post the Slovenia game. These group stages is going to take a while before this team sort of develops a real chemistry, even though we had the 10 lead-up games. But yeah, I mean, obviously Lemanis wouldn't be happy letting them back in. I think the positive is the fact that they established the inside presence, and I think that's something they've got to go forward with.
Yeah, look, often what happens when you play a team like South Korea is we don't play that style of game very often. We're used to playing the Europeans, we're used to the Americans, and they play a different style. I thought the Aussies' defence went up a notch that opened up that big lead for them, and I reckon Andre would have been happy to see that. And that generated them then offensively, and you touched on it. Joe Ingles became more aggressive in getting to the basket, and suddenly everybody looked a little bit more confident because they've been able to generate it from the defensive end.
And that's right. And once one guy gets it going, it sort of loosens it up for everyone else. Dante Exum was a little hesitant in his first game, and even hesitant here tonight. But it was really nice to see once things opened up a little bit, him attack the rim. He got his shot blocked, but just the fact that he's starting to develop that confidence to have a go and try and get to the rim.
And I said earlier that we'd have a little bit of a chat about Dante Exum. We've seen him get a few minutes here. He has had, I feel, a lot of pressure put on him because everyone's talking about how he was fifth in the draft and he's with the Jazz and we're expecting massive things. He's a baby.
Look, I agree with you. He's 19 years old. The fact that he got drafted number 5, everyone thinks drafted number 5, it just add water, he's an instant superstar. It's just not that simple. I think we've got to be a little bit patient with Dante, and he's going to be okay. He's going to be a star, but we have to accept this is going to take a little bit of time.
Well, do you think, Tommy, that perhaps giving him minutes here, that gives him more confidence, or is this a really nerve-wracking stage to be on?
Look, I think it's going to be nerve-wracking for him, but it's something he's got to go through. He's got to wet his feet a little bit and all these sort of things. He's not going to have that chance once the NBA starts. He's going to be thrust into that starting lineup, and the eyes of the world are going to be on him.
Well, the eyes of the world, or indeed Australia, are at Gran Canaria Arena at the moment. Let's go back and find out what happens in the second half. It's John Casey and Shane Heal in commentary.
It comes in and you can make it go short. And here, go ahead and get one big double. No problem.
Players preparing to get back into the action here. Andre Lemanis with his final instructions for the Boomers. Thanks very much to Stephanie Brantz and getting the younger version and the newer version, or the newer version, the older version from our men back in the studio there. Plenty of love for Tommy Greer on Twitter at the moment, Hammer, and Phil Smythe. Always great to have his input when Australian team is playing overseas.
Well, we have been lobbying on the ground here to be able to try and listen into the conversations, but no luck to date. Thanks for the feedback about our headgear and microphone on Twitter. Plenty of feedback. We like that. And looking forward to this second half. I'd love to see Chris Goulding get an opportunity in this second half. You'd have to think the game's pretty well built for somebody like Goulding to be able to get a bit of confidence up. And a few of the guys have come in a bit of form already. Brockhoff, as we've spoken about, and Ingles, and Dellavedova particularly.
Well, yesterday it was Nate Chawai and Chris Goulding who didn't play. Box scores had Goulding playing 2 minutes. I didn't see that. But here we go. Second half action from Gran Canaria Arenas. Australians enjoying a 15-point lead. Back to their original starting five. We've seen a change up though from South Korea, and they get a good start as well as Kim comes to the party.
Canasta, Yeon-Sung Kim.
Understand that our technical issues have been solved by the hard-working crew at the ABC behind the scenes. And we should be able to watch this all the way through with no problems. Joe Ingles restarts Dellavedova. Gets it back from Baines. Determined to get it to Ingles. Now down low with Anderson. Shot clock to 5. The poor pass from Anderson never looked likely to get the Brockhoff. And Australia on the retreat again. Now they've come up with a loose ball. Brockhoff spreads wide open. Good look inside from Dellavedova though. But Baines, perhaps unsighted, it's bobbled the pass. It's knocked out of court and Australia will restart.
He was a little laconic on that occasion. Great find from Dellavedova. Australia certainly look good when they run.
Anderson thought about it for a moment. Baines with a good seal down low. Ingles hits him with a perfect pass. Baines overcooked it, tried to tap in, that wouldn't tumble. Anderson went to work again. Here's Baines, just monstering South Korea at the moment. Too big, too strong. And Baines eventually puts the finishing touches on. Cho Sung-min harassed by Brockhoff. Now they get at the hands of Kim Ta-Sul. Shot clock at 8. Works past Anderson, elevating on the baseline. Kim Jong-Hoo can't complete it. Anderson to Ingles. Baines lurking dangerously. Yang Hee-jung giving Ingles some treatment, trying to draw a foul. Referees aren't interested for the moment. Brockhoff.
Is that referee on strike over there? He got fouled 3 times.
He didn't want a piece of it. Eventually we've gone to another referee and drawn a foul.
Joey was giving him a little bit of advice on the way to the sideline in a very friendly manner, of course.
Anderson. Ingles pops from the baseline. Dellavedova couldn't get it to him first time. Here's Anderson. Just oversized there, just out-muscling Cho Sung-min. Never was going to be able to guard that.
A good read by the Boomers. South Korea have been switching that pin down. Understood at that time and went straight to the mismatch in the post.
This is Kim Jong-sung. Kim Ta-Sul. A bump from Baines, it goes unwhistled. Now Baines knocks down the shooter, that's unwhistled as well. Brockhoff, Ingles, Baines, 3-on-1 fast break. Ingles to the rack with a finger roll.
And a steal.
Ingles fills it up with a triple. 5 points in the blink of an eye, and the Aussies are on their feet.
Oh, you're going to love that.
A 9-point explosion from Australia here in 60 seconds. No surprise South Korea want to take the air out of the ball at the moment. Ingles with those long arms took the hit, almost relieved Kim Ta-sul the possession in the process.
And that's the versatility that Joe Ingles has got. He switched onto the point guard. He can guard anyone 1 between 3 as he gives us a little wink. 5 points in 5 seconds, and now he's winking at the commentators.
Joe elevates off the front of the rim. Anderson had it. And they're going to get the ball back. It appeared to go out of court off Anderson's foot. But a foul has been called, in fact. Here's Ingles again. That was a poor pass, but you still have to make the shot.
Yeah, but Joe Ingles read it well because it looked like he wasn't looking at the ball. Had a little sneak peek over his right shoulder, collected it with his left hand, and then knocked down the triple. When we were training the other day too, Case, Australia walked in about 2 minutes early on the training session for South Korea. And let me tell you, their coach was not impressed.
Brockhoff looking to join the three-point party, not on this occasion. No, he went on with it for quite some time as well. But the protocol, he didn't think it was being followed. Well, new opportunity there for Ingles after Cho Sung-min had bobbled the pass.
And technically he was right. Luke Longley didn't necessarily agree. Had the answer that he think we were scouting their free throws because that's all they were doing. I thought it was a fair comeback.
Luke Longley's such a great character to have around this team because that is his mindset. You know, it's keep it loose. Let's have a bit of fun. 4 on the shot clock. South Korea need to get busy. It's a tough shot. Good pressure from Dellavedova. Brockhoff the rebound. Looks to go solo down to the baseline. Now picks up the dribble. Anderson. Showing some tricks here to Kim Yong-kyul. Oh, help D came there from Lee Hong-yun. And finishing touches from Aaron Baines, adding another 2.
Dave Anderson did all the hard work. Baines is there just for had his stats on the weak side.
55-31, Australia lead it here handsomely. Middle stages, term number 3. Big problems here at the moment, Korea. Came up with the first play and the first points of the third quarter. But since then, Australia has rattled on 11 without reply.
It's been great defense. And Australia really knuckles down, plays that solid defense, particularly with the length that we have on the field. Starts to transition on those stops. Very, very difficult team to stop.
And Hammer, an interesting result from game in Group C, which is our crossover group. Dominican Republic have defeated New Zealand. And that means the Kiwis have lost their opening 2 games. Now, they were seeded to finish 3rd, but they might struggle to get to that spot now.
Well, I think they were favoured to finish last in that pool, but New Zealand started the game so well. 12 points up against Turkey yesterday in the last quarter. Turkey are ranked 7 in the world at the moment. Would have been a massive win. They actually let that game slide, and now they've paid the penalty today. Haven't been able to recover.
Lost by 13 to the Dominican Republic. This is South Korea's Park Chan-hee. Yang. Run through sets of hands. The shot clock's at 5. Bairstow with a defensive assignment. They need to get quick here. Right with the shot clock going off. They bank 2 off the window. Lee Hong-yun comes up with a finish. 5.5 left, term number 3. 22 is the Australian lead. It was 15 when we started this term. Anderson shows the ball there to Lee Hong-yun. Ingles, the penetration, looking outside. Poor pass, picked off there by Park Chan-hee. And Dellavedova called for an unsportsmanlike foul.
Dellavedova arguing that there was a teammate between the person he fouled and the basket. He's got a fair argument too. Daly as we see this turnover by Ingles. Ooh, close. Probably one that I think when Daly looks back on probably didn't need to be able to make that foul. I think that Brockhoff was in a pretty good position to be able to contain the ball in transition. As you see Joe Ingles get a very well-earned break.
Good to see his fiancée Renee Hallinan here in the house watching the game as well.
There's another fella that's overachieved.
Newley. Anderson. Skip pass, Brockhoff. Inside they go to Bairstow. He gets a good look, comes up with a finish. That was 4 in the game.
Good feed by Brockhoff. Good, powerful finish from the big bear.
Kim Yong-kyu. Nice pass, works it to Park Chan-hee. Can't complete it. Anderson the rebound. Newley quickly up the floor. Dellavedova finds him with a good pass, a hop, a skip and a jump. Newley is fouled. Up to the free throw line.
That was a great find. Good kick ahead from Dellavedova. The sort of player that you'd love to be able to play with because he's always trying to make that extra pass as we see Gibson come into the lineup. I reckon it's only time before we see big outback Shaq. Nate Jawai and Bubbles. Chris Goulding getting an opportunity to be able to run. You've got to say, Case, that the future of Australian basketball is looking very, very bright.
Hashtag exciting.
It certainly is. And 7 of these guys with NBA experience, and you would have to say that Basketball Australia's pathways and being able to hold on to players. And you look at juniors trying to make a decision about what sport they're going to play. You'd have to think that we're going to encourage more and more people to play our great game.
Another foul called on South Korea. So they're over the limit in fouls now in this quarter. Still 4.5 minutes left on the clock. Margin is a game-high 26 points. Penetration came there from Park Chan-hee. Coughed it up. Good pressure. Gibson in the vicinity. Aussies forced the error.
And that's what he does. He's a bulldog on defense.
Anderson. Ball away jump shot. Wouldn't tumble. Bairstow appeared to be fouled. And he will go to the free throw line. Just outsizing South Korea as was expected. One of the smallest teams here, South Korea. In fact, they're one of 6 teams who have no NBA players on their roster. And 2 of those teams are in Australia's pool, Angola being the other one in Group D without NBA experience. And really haven't seen international competition. South Korea for 16 years. 1998 world champs. Their last appearance, and their last appearance at the Olympics, 1996. They finished 3rd in Asia, behind Iran and the Philippines, so they're always going to be up against it. They thought they might sneak a win against Angola, but Angola had the same theory. And they came up with the opening round win by 11 points. And get another opportunity here. Hossie Kuen. Wanted to go solo. Now he needs help. Hyo Woo-young provides it. Bairstow the rebound.
Really like Cam Bairstow's game. One of the hardest workers in the game. Someone needs to talk to him about his socks, though.
Not a fan, Shane?
People have probably questioned my fashion statements over the years as well, but
important for the Boomers just to stick to the task here. A little over 3 minutes out from 3/4 time. Hossie Kuen against Brockhoff. Likes his chances against a smaller opponent. Now kicks outside. The open man, Park Chan-hee. Hasn't had a lot of joy. Now they find Hyo Woo-young. He too off the back of the rim. Shooting percentage for South Korea has dropped to 35% and 13 of 37. There's active hands from Gibson trying to keep it alive. It spills out of court.
Well, we've got half of our wish. Goulding and Aaron Baines coming in to the lineup. First minutes for Chris Goulding at a world event.
Who starred in the NBL last season, on his way to play here in Spain, Zaragoza.
And you would have to suspect that he will not be bashful.
Elevating here, Il Jung. Can't complete it. Building the rebound, his first touch. Bubbles, as he's known within the team. Bairstow. Newley. Now Gibson with the shot clock at 10. Works to an opening, wants a pass. Newley, down low. Bairstow rushes to the hoop. And he's taken out a South Korean player as well. He's down behind play. Took one right in the face. They might have to stop play. And eventually they do as the crowd get involved as well. Bairstow just turned, was going hard to the hoop.
Well, the positive for Andre Lamanis today is that they've held South Korea to 34% from the field. Very good defensive effort from the Aussies, and only 3 from 17 from the three-point line. And at one stage, the South Koreans were 3 from 5. So that's 12 straight misses from the land of plenty.
Oh, Sikuan is the player down, and he looks in trouble. The shooting percentage has really dropped off here in the third. They're just 2 of 11 in this quarter from the field. This is in replay. Bairstow going up, maybe an elbow accidentally. Catching.
Yep, there's no swapping there. He loves his contact, Cam Bairstow. And I reckon when he hits you, you stay hit. Spoke a little bit about Cam Bairstow before, but one of the hardest working guys I've been around. Between him and Matty Dellavedova, 2 guys that are prepared to do everything they possibly can to succeed, and have been rewarded. Cam Bairstow with the Chicago Bulls this year.
A lot of parallels between Bairstow and Luke Longley. You mentioned the Chicago Bulls, of course, also the University of New Mexico. Averaged 20 points a game there at 56% from the field, 7 rebounds, and a couple of assists in 34 games. Impressive numbers, and really interesting to see what he can come up with the Bulls.
Oh, amazing stats in college. 20 and 7. He's going to be more of a role player, obviously, at Chicago. Expectations won't be big. But somebody that works as hard every day like he does will certainly find a way over a period of time. And, you know, when you talk about Dante Exum being the 5th pick in the draft, the expectations on this young man are very difficult to be able to deal with. And I know he's his hardest critic, and he's come out in the media and said that. I just hope the Australian public are patient with him of how long he's going to take to be able to, you know, live up to the potential that we know he's got. Great basketball story out of Melbourne, and obviously played against his dad, Cecil Exum. Great family. I know he's very close to his family, and they really handled that process going to the NBA very well.
Just looking at some of the highlights from the game as they're bringing a stretcher out onto the floor here for Osei-Kun. He's going to get back to his feet, it would seem. You see applause here and crowd at Gran Canaria Arenas. It was a frightening elbow. Certainly no malice involved. Just give us a chance to tell you that following this match, it's Slovenia taking on Mexico. And then the last match, Lithuania, Angola in Group D. As you can see, a nick under the chin there. That's going to require some stitches. Still with 1:58 to play in the third term. 60-33 is the margin. It's been 16-4 Australia since three-quarter time. back underway. South Korea with possession. Hyog. Skip pass. They find Kim Sung-hyun. They're overdue. He knocks down the triple. Adam Gibson, the Adelaide 36ers. Baines, the left-handed hook shot. Thumpers for the big man. 13 in the game now for Baines, including 6 in this term. Just bobbled the pass there, Lee Jong-hyun. And the basket beckons. They have to retreat. Park Chan-hee, Kim Sung-hyun. Exchange passes. Eventually Kim Jong-chun. 7 on the shot clock. Good D again from Australia. Bairstow did a good job just to corral his opponent there, Kim Sung-hyun, force him into a tough shot. Newley working baseline, has Gibson available. Bairstow even closer. Good option as Bairstow bags 2 off the window.
Good pass by Newley, strong finish by Bairstow. Australia trying to get up the court, only 1 team foul so far in this quarter, so they can certainly extend their defence. A little bit of physicality. Andre Lamanis will be looking for the bench guys. 4 of the bench on the court at the moment. Only Aaron Baines, starter out there, looking for them to be able to increase this lead. As we see Jawai being told by Andre Lamanis as a 3-point shot goes up to get warmed up, big fella. And I think we'll be on a 3-quarter time case.
Look forward to that. Hyo Il-jung was the man who made the basket at the other end, but Bairstow goes to work, and he adds another 2. Now with 9 in the game. Baines with 13 and Ingles with 17 are the only Australians with more. It's been a good confidence booster for Cam Bairstow. Failed to score against Slovenia. Last play of the 3rd quarter. Good penetration, nice finish from Park Chan-hee as well. And on the buzzer they go to work. It's after the event. But at 3-quarter time, it's the Australians with a 25-point lead. Australia 66, lead South Korea 41.
Another solid quarter from the Australians. Again, an opportunity for Andre Lamanis to be able to rest his star players. As we mentioned before, 5 games in 6 days. Tomorrow's a rest day. But this has been a really good opportunity for Australia to be able to get their wounds from yesterday, come back with a very, very positive performance. See there, as we spoke about, rebounding 39-16 after being beaten yesterday by the Slovenians. 32-25. 12 turnovers, probably still a few too many for 3 quarters of basketball. You would have to think that the Aussies would be aiming at 12 for the entire game against a South Korean team that can't put the same amount of pressure on with some of these teams that we will need to be able to beat to make a top 4 and eventually earn a medal. Controlling the basketball is going to be a critical element of that. Keep Joe Ingles on that. Certainly looks like he's in good form, Joe Ingles. 17 points in 18 minutes so far today. Wouldn't expect that he's probably going to see any more court time if the bench can really take control of this last quarter and get some good results.
There's Kim Sung-hyun knocking down the long-range 3. Only 12 points in that quarter, South Korea, and 12 in the second term as well. Big confidence boost for the Australian Boomers. Australia's biggest ever win at a World Cup, 47 points against Qatar. That was in 2006 in Japan. And great to see so many Australians in the house as well, supporting the Boomers. Big Nature Wise out there. Newley restarts to Gibson. So we're going with 5 bench players to start the final quarter on a 25-point edge against South Korea. Newley found an opening, just hesitated, had the ball knocked away by Hyo Il-jung. Now South Korea looking to come back to work, and that was a nice finish as well. Kim Jong-sung. That's the finishing touches, but they scored the first two of the third period as well, without having much to write home about after that. Kawhi. Mr. Moten did well. Patient, steps around, adds the two.
That was the key. The patience, the poise that Nate Jawai played with there of being able to assess where the open men were. Great pass to Brock Modem.
Outside, Kim Sung-hyun, the open man. Can't complete it. Nearly the rebound. Has Modem quickly up the floor, joining in Goulding. No look pass for Modem. There's some people back in Australia just expecting Goulding to pull the trigger there.
Well, it probably would have been a good option for him to be able to get his rhythm going there. He had an offensive rebounder in Brock Modem. If the shot missed, he'd back him to be able to make that shot anyway.
Nate Jawai. Pass intended for Gibson, batted down out of court. Australia will reset with 12 on the shot clock. Gibson takes it from Goulding. Now Modem. Shot clock works to 5. Need to get busy. Goulding for Modem. Baseline. That was taken away from him. Here's Goulding. That's after the event. Well, it just broke down, and for the second time in the game, the shot clock beats Australia.
Guys need the awareness of where the shot clock's at. Modem had an opportunity to be able to get one off.
Park Chan-hee. This is Kim Jong-un. Eventually get it to Kim Sung-hyun. He does a good job to get down low, and off the window adds another two. Goulding again left open. Penetrates. Jawai not expecting the pass. South Korea just coughing up the ball there. Almost 2 minutes played here in this final term. As Gibson takes over from Brock Modem. Newley. Shot clock at single numbers. Looks for penetration again. Had 3 to beat. Rejected here by Kim Yong-kyul. Goulding's lost the handle. South Korea go to work once more, having their best patch in the game so far. That's an excellent finish from Kim Sung-hyun. One wonders about the patience of coach Andre Lemanis with this at the moment. As Newley draws contact. Foul will be called here on Hyo Il-jung.
Yeah, it's always a hard one coming off the bench like this. 25-point margin when they came on, and Andre Lemanis will want to see them being steady and, you know, continuing to build on that lead.
Shot clock at 10. Gibson. Goulding bumped off the ball. They get it in his direction now. He hesitated initially, and then sure-armed it with the shot clock going off in the background. This is Park Chan-hee. Outside, Kim Sung-hyun, who hands over. Shot there from Hyo Il-jung. Unsuccessful.
And Lemanis looks like he's lost a little bit of patience. He's about to bring Dellavedova and Brockhoff back into the game as we see the big fella inside. Nate Jawai, good touch. That'll be great for his confidence too.
First score at the Spain 2014 World Champs for Nate Jawai.
Nate giving him a little bit of advice.
He wasn't taking it too well, Kim Jong-sung.
Yeah, I think he might have needed a translator. He was looking at his body language, he didn't.
So multiple substitutions from Australia. Dellavedova, Brockhoff and Dante Exum come in. Goulding will go to the bench along with Gibson and Brad Newley.
And these are good minutes for Dante Exum too, to get his confidence up, get a feel in this tournament and try and get a little bit of momentum.
Brockhoff picks his first personal up. Second team foul on Australia in this term. Korea have only committed one. Maybe the first time tonight that Australia has been ahead in the foul count in a quarter against South Korea. More purpose about South Korea now. Their confidence is building, and that was a confident shot from Kim Yong-kyul. He's into double figures, one of 3 players in that category for South Korea. Aussies have 2 in double figures, led by Joe Ingles, 17 points. Wonder if we'll see him again with 6.5 left on the clock. He's been out for a while, and Australia have coughed it up again. And Andre Lamanis has seen enough. We need to talk about this. 6:21 left on the clock. Timeout called by Australia. 21 is the margin. Was as big as 28 during the third quarter. Was in double figures right from the opening term. This is counterproductive now after such a great game. If things just get a little untidy in the last quarter, just takes away some of the belief.
Wait for the screens, set them up, get open. When we've gone in twice, we've scored twice. Okay? Let the offense do some work. Defensively, we've got to make sure we stay connected. Any of those gets-play type plays, won't make sure we bust through. If the guard gets caught and the big has to step up, then you've got to go with that big. Okay? Hey, Charles, come on now. Let's get playing on this. Let's play the right way. Let's be sharp with the basketball. Let's continue to talk. Yeah, play us some fire. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.
We couldn't hear what Andre Lamanis had to say in that timeout, but you would have to think he'd be talking about these guys being solid to finish the game. 16 turnovers, 4 already in this last quarter. And whether you're up by 25 or the game's even, you want to treat it the same way and still get through your offensive sets, try and build a little bit of momentum, work on things that you're going to need later on in the tournament. And hopefully after that timeout, the guys get back on track.
Kim Yong-kyul, guarded by Nate Chawai. Miscommunication on offense. Eventually they work it to Park Chan-hee. Penetration off the curl cut. Kim Sung-young looks good, is good. He knocks down the shot. 13 in the game now. He leads South Korea. Margin back under 20 as Exum looks down low for Nate Chawai. Kim Yong-kyul has the job. Nice pass again. Brock Modem, the open man, adds another 2. He now has 6.
Great poise again from Nate Chawai in the post, and really good movement from Brock Modem. Real mobile four-man, knows how to get himself into the game and accumulate points with that cut.
5.5 left on the clock. Kim Yong-kyul hands over. Kim Sung-hyun goes to work, can't complete it. Kept alive there by Kim Jong-shung, but Australia with Dellavedova leading the charge. Exum to his right, gets it next, jumps upstairs. And that's a reasonable finish.
Good pass from Dellavedova again. And that'll give Dante some confidence to be able to finish like that in the break. When he's used to playing in big games in international competition, he starred for the Australian under-19 team. MVP of the tournament, starting 5.
Excellent block from Exum as well as the shot clock expires in the background. Confidence up. Feeds Brockhoff. Modem next in line. Shot clock at 10. The left-hander goes to work down to the baseline. Appeared to be a little inconvenienced by the defense. It goes unwhistled. Australia come up empty. Kim Sung-young charges back the other way. Kicks to Park Chan-hee. Got a good look at it. Can't complete it. Modem the rebound. Brockhoff. Only Exum ahead of him in terms of teammates, but now they've got numbers arriving. Dellavedova. Modem takes the hit. Banks 2 off the window. 8 in the game now for Brock Modem, including 6 in this term out of the 8 that Australia has scored.
Another assist for Dellavedova too. That's his 8th for the game in only 22 minutes. 7 points, 8 assists and 4 rebounds.
Park Chan-hee with 5 on the shot clock. Takes on Exum, who'll be called for the foul. 3rd team foul on Australia in this term.
Seemed like there was a whole lot more contact out the other end of the floor with no call. Soft one on Dante on that occasion. Great pass from Daly. That's how you get up and finish on the break. We've never had a point guard wearing the number 11 and finish like that, I can tell you that in the past.
Well, Joe Ingles has sat a lot of this last quarter, the second half in fact, 17 in the game. Baines with 13 and 10 boards. They set the platform there, which has allowed Australia to go to work and play all 12, which is great for later on in the tournament. Now that these bench players have come in and had a taste, certainly won't be overawed if they're called in to come and present as the tournament unfolds.
Well, I think Andre Lamanis has handled it the right way. You know, it was about trying to respect South Korea from the very start. They did a good job defensively, built a 25-point lead, and then he started bringing people off the bench to be able to give them a taste of this tournament. As you mentioned, Joe Ingles, 17 points. Well, he's done that in 18 minutes. He's been exceptional tonight, and you would have to think that his form after the first two games is a real positive to where this team's going. He's a real leader on this team. He's been around a long time now, Ingles. As you say, a lot of other people that have been able to contribute as well. Fox Modem, 8 points in 13 minutes himself.
Restart for South Korea. Single digits on the shot clock now. Kim Jong-sul, skip pass. Park Chan-hee in the corner. An offensive foul called on South Korea.
And that was only called because Adam Gibson continued to fight over that screen. Pushed the offensive player to be able to have to move his feet. Good call from the ref. This is the advantage when Dante's playing as a two-man, the ability to be able to bring it up and run the point.
Now Gibson. Wide down low, but he elects to go back to Exum. Steps inside one defender. Now finds the open man. It was Bairstow for the finishing touches. He's into double figures.
And good poise from Exum again. Put in the paint. Sneaky little pass to the big bear.
Margin back to 27. And Gibson now with Exum in support. Bairstow to follow. Gibson back from Exum, adds another two. And this margin now has ballooned out to 29. '23, our previous biggest win against South Korea at the 1996 Olympic Games. Inside they go. Nice finish there from Kim Jong-sul as well. To their credit, South Korea are playing this out though. They've been out of the equation in terms of a result for some time, but they're still working hard. They've been buoyed by their offense here in the last quarter, and they've picked up an offensive foul there. Looks like it might be going to be called, in fact, on Goulding. 2:15 to play. 27 the margin. There's Baines and Ingles. Did all the work early on.
Well, they'll certainly enjoy their day off tomorrow. Plenty of ice baths and a little bit of relaxation, I would imagine.
Exum working here on Cho Sung-min. Back to the top of the key. Shot clock at 10. Answers past one, around another. Big Nate. Oh, he's going to pull the structure down.
Great find again from Dante Exum. That hesitation dribble, be able to get to the paint. It's a hard foul from Adam Gibson.
There's value for money.
It certainly was. Didn't expect anything less from Gibbo. Certainly not going to give up a dunk as we see that. That was the hesitation crossover. Great find in there, and the fella knows what to do with it when he gets it right there.
The teammates are enjoying that. Big Nate Jawai.
See the potential of Dante Exum is just so smooth with the ball and knows how to be able to beat his man, and good decision making when he gets into the paint of being able to make the right move, find the right person. By the time 2016 comes around, how far he will have evolved after 2 full seasons in the NBA is going to be incredible.
Less than 2 minutes out from the decision here. Adam Gibson trying to draw a foul. Bairstow. Battled around the rim and tumbles for Cam Bairstow.
He's certainly got the ability to be able to pick and pop.
Park Chan-hee left alone, fires up the front of the rim, can't complete it. And Park Chan-hee is 1 of 4 from the field, so no surprise they were just sagging off him a little. As Exum goes to work once more, saw an opening, worked into it, can't complete it, but it spills to Bairstow.
Goulding's the only one who hasn't scored for Australia.
Inside the last 60 seconds. Let's see if we can fix that anomaly. Gibson under pressure, gets it to Exum. Now reaching in, the foul will be called on South Korea. They're third in this term.
We won't need too much encouragement, I wouldn't have thought. Chris Goulding, he gets the opportunity. He hasn't had the chance really so far.
The leading scorer in the NBL last season. Averaged 23 a game, 51%. Shot clock to single numbers. Exum back to work, takes the hit. Comes up with a finish as well. Dante Exum.
Again, that hesitation dribble just to be able to find the penetration. Good finish on that occasion.
31 the margin now. Outside. Park Chan-hee. Still no reply. And Bairstow the rebound. Gives it up to Exum.
Here we go. A Goulding 3.
And the shot clock 3 seconds inside the game clock as we head toward the final siren. Exum feeds Bairstow. Goulding's available. Here he goes in the corner. Only man yet to score. Completed. Signs the deal. As predicted by Shane Hill, the Aussies get all 12 in scoring, and that is all for a very impressive display. Andre Lemanis and the Australian Boomers open their account here at Spain 2014, and they've done it in style with a 34-point win. It's Australia 89, South Korea 55.
Yeah, Andre Lemanis pretty happy there, and with good reason. All of his players on the score sheet. Tommy Greer, Chris Goulding. Bubbles gets a buzzer beater, and he would have been very happy because he only got a couple of minutes.
Yeah, absolutely. Just so good to see him out on the floor and start to get his feet wet. And, you know, he's the guy with the most swagger probably over there in Spain, so it was good to see him knock down the 3-ball.
And, Phil, this was the game to give everyone a run, wasn't it?
Yeah, look, it's a dream for a coach to get that opportunity because the guys have worked hard. Everybody wants to get some court time. You want to go through a World Championship and someone walks away saying, I didn't play a minute, and you get a chance to rest your main players. I've got a day off tomorrow, a chance to recover, but they played really well. I mean, Joe Ingles was exceptional. I thought he was the outstanding player tonight, but everybody got in the game and everybody contributed, so it's the type of game you want.
Yeah, well, having a look at some of these match stats, and Korea certainly picked up their shooting percentage in the 2-pointers at least. 3 points, not quite so accurate, but how about those rebounds? Australia all over them off the glass.
Just the 47-18, that might sum it up. But we did say at the start of the game, we thought that would be their advantage, and it certainly was. Turnovers, I mean, 19-17. Andre, probably if he was nitpicking at the end, he'd say, we've got to cut back on those turnovers.
What about the rim protection there, though? Tommy, you were mentioning it before. Korea 8 blocks, Australia big fat duck egg.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, going forward, that can be an issue. That can seriously be an issue for us, especially coming up against Lithuania next, who are going to pump it inside.
Can you stop giggling? We're getting serious analysis.
That's a good... I hadn't heard that one in basketball terms. A big fat ducking.
Okay, we're our cricket terminology over. Anyway, Australia very impressive up and down the court, and particularly the fast break action, quick on transition, really pretty to watch.
Yeah, a lot of that was generated by their defence. I mean, you see Del Vadoga here get to Joe Ingles with a strong finish, and Joe, as I said, was our outstanding player, no doubt about it. In fact, he finished with 17 points for the game. He missed one shot in that. One free throw, and he missed a shot with his 17 points. So perfect, 100% from the three-point line. We're getting another look at him here. I mean, it's high percentage when you're going to dunk it every time, but, you know, he was the guy that got him started. He had a steal to start the third quarter, made a basket, got a steal and finished with a three-pointer. So, you know, Australia look good when they're running. They get that transition game. And we said Joe is long, thanks to those big European steps. There it is there. You know, he scored a layup, gets a steal. That's a heartbreaker. It's a dagger in the heart right there. Everybody's involved. Everybody's up and going. He just gets the adrenaline going in the whole team.
Yeah, everyone's pretty happy. The vision there too. Some of that passing, Tommy, really impressive. Pinpoint accuracy.
Yeah, absolutely. And just sort of following on from what Phil was saying, like, it's great that Joey's doing this against Korea, but this is what we're going to need from Joe going forward. You know, we've got Bainesy in the paint, but Joey, for me, is the guy we need really sort of aggressive on offence, scoring a lot of points going forward.
I think he needs a bit of help. I think Joey's going to be okay. I think he'll be good against Lithuania. The question is who's going to jump in with him. That's going to be the test.
Bainesy down low, we are.
I reckon well, Bainesy's been really good too, so I reckon it's going to be Modem.
Yeah.
I reckon he's the one against the Lithos that might cause them some problems.
Yeah, well, it was Joe Ingles that lit up the court tonight, and some really quick moves. We spoke about his wingspan, and that's why he can do things like this.
He has got that, you know, and he has that
Look at that.
look about
Go, get it.
Yeah, out it goes. It's unbelievable, isn't it? You know, he's really a transformer, isn't he?
But Australia got off relatively lightly. Everyone looked like they were okay. Some nursing a bit of ice, probably precautionary ahead of the Lithuania match. Your man Moon, your 38-year-old veteran, he had a bit of ice on the arm, but we did see him come back into the game. But how about this? So went down pretty heavily.
Yeah, look, he gets caught by an elbow under the chin. We get a look at it later where he split under the chin. They actually took him off on a stretcher, so hopefully he's okay. You don't like to see that thing, but in basketball, you get a look at it there from another angle. Just an elbow under the chin, and I mean, you've had some too playing, Tom. You know, you get concussed, you get the jaw, everything just hurts, and that's a really good shot of it right there. You just don't want your head in there.
And that's talking to a few of the Boomers boys. They say that the Bairstow is one of the biggest hitters going around in that team. Like, when he hits you, you know you've been hit.
Well, he sure does.
You'd rather get hit by him, though, than Nathan Jawai, would you?
Yeah, that's true.
Nathan Jawai, one of the players to get a bit of court time today. We'll look at him in just a sec. But, gents, we spoke about Dante Exum and the pressure on him and how perhaps he looked a bit tentative. Gee, he warmed up into this game.
Well, because that's the advantage in having a lead, isn't it? You get a chance to feel a bit more relaxed. It's not quite so tight. A little bit loose. He finishes with a nice dunk here, and that makes him feel good. Players are always like that. Tommy used to swing off the ring all the time, so he could probably talk about it more than I can. But, you know, you have a look. It does give you that swagger after you do it, though, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And it was exactly as you said. When the game loosened up, Dante really came into his own. And that really is the sort of NBA style of game. A lot of one-on-one sort of play. So, I mean, I think we're sort of seeing a bit of a glimpse of what he'll be doing later on in the year when the NBA starts up.
Well, Tommy, you mentioned his distribution and his awareness. His look at that, you know, behind the back. He's world class.
That's it. I mean, he definitely has a lot of things to improve on, like his size and being able to play against men. But one thing he's already world level sort of class at is his passing ability. Like, he can really find someone.
Yeah, and at the end there, he just looked so happy. That's what we want to see. This whole Boomers team looks really as though they're enjoying this campaign. They probably weren't as happy after yesterday's match, but when you look at them, everyone had a smile on their face, including our man Nathan Jawai, who did get court time today. He started off a bit slow. A little bit of a warm-up to get the wheels turning, Phil.
Well, you said, we were watching it, he said he's a little bit slow to get down that defensive. And I said, he likes that downhill run, getting into offense, you know, but he is a mobile mountain. I mean, have a look at him here. He nearly pulls the backboard out. Certainly, if they didn't have the snap rings, that ring is coming out of the backboard, no doubt about it. Get a better look at it here, how much he pulls the ring down. He's the one guy that perhaps is different to everyone else on the Australian team. He's the X-factor player. He's got that size, he's got that strength. That's why Andre's put him into the team. And he can afford to sit him in that 12th spot. There's going to be some games where they'll need him to be physically imposing, and he can deliver on that.
Well, and he's coming back from injury, and probably a couple of kegs still to be shed. But,
I'll let him know that you said that.
No, you don't need to tell him anything. I've been well impressed with what we saw there today, and if we can see some more of that hanging off the rim, then we'll be more than happy against Lithuania. But a solid performance today, guys, and something that bodes well going into this day's rest, Tommy.
Yeah, look, I mean, like we've been speaking about, I think a game like that really sort of has the ability to give a lot of these players who have been playing a little bit tentative, you know, even guys who haven't played a lot, you know, Gibson coming on and Jawai, like we just spoke about, gives them a chance to be confident and, you know, take that forward, you know, going on in the tournament.
Look, the other thing that happens, all these guys are main players on the teams they play in. You know, they play major minutes, so suddenly they're in a team where they don't get a lot of minutes. There's a little bit of adjusting to do that. And even though they had those 9 big games leading in, now they're at the big show and they want to play. It takes a while to get used to that role and how to come in and be going straight away mentally as well as physically. So this game gives them the opportunity to do that. It's a little bit more relaxed. They get the flow. Suddenly they feel good about themselves and everything starts to fall into place. So it's a good game with a day's break, then rolling into Lithuania.
Well, Mr. Moon there's going to need the day's break to get his elbow, it looked like, back into shape there.
You're picking on him.
Being very harsh.
He's 38 years old to pick on him. You've got...
Yeah, tell you what, I wouldn't be running around at that time either. However, Joe Ingles, though, many years ahead of him, and wow, we're going to need him to perform in somewhat that fashion against the big guns of Lithuania.
Yeah, no question. And he's going to cause them some problems. You can't stop Joe because he's so agile getting to the basket. He's long and he's certainly put some strength on over the years. He's bigger physically than he was in London, where he averaged 15 points a game. I reckon he's going to be a beauty in the game against Lithuania. I'm really looking forward to him playing against them.
And your mate Bubbles there on the court. Tommy, you were so pleased to see him get some time. He was a bit tentative at first, and his specialty from outside the perimeter wasn't too keen to put him up.
Yeah, look, I mean, he'll shake that off pretty quickly. I think he got his first attempt was at the end of a shot clock, so he had to throw that one up. But you know, to see him hit that one at the end was pretty good.
You thought it was a mistake when he passed it. You thought it must have slipped out of his hands.
No, look, I mean, you don't have to tell Bubbles twice to be aggressive, and I'm sure the next time he gets out there, he'll be coming off those screens like Kirk Penny.
And look, we see Nathan Jawai there moving. I said to you before, Phil, you know, he's come back from injury. Wasn't he a risk to pick in the side?
Yeah, look, he probably was. A lot of people would see it that way, but again, he offers something that the team hasn't got because of his size and a slower game. He'll be perfect for that. You know, he'll be able to deliver on that. Was a great pass by Dante then. Terrific vision to see Barstow under the basket. So I reckon he's going to give them something in some games where
like
they need that imposing athlete. You know, he's got a physicality that no one else in the team's got. There's guys that are big, but not as big as Nate.
Yeah, Tommy, he's got a physicality you don't see often in basketball anymore.
Yeah, that's right. I think the other thing he brings that we don't talk about very often is his passing out of the post. I think he's the best passer out of the post we have. So in a game like this where you can sort of command a double team and then you've got a guy like him that can whip it around, you know, it's a pretty good attribute to have. I think the big question for whether we can play Jawai a lot going forward will be his ability to guard the pick and roll. Struggle with that in the lead-up games, whether he can sort of get to the contest in time and show hard enough and recover to his man.
Yeah, look, I think he'll be okay. I think against some of the bigger teams, the Spanish perhaps, you know, that have got the less mobile players, I think that's where Nate will come into the game and be able to help them. Certainly not in a game against Korea where they're getting up and down. There's really no one for him to play against.
No, we were pretty happy for him to be able to have that role tonight, and everyone got a run, everyone ended happy, and we had a great time watching it. There were, of course, some other games going on tonight, and we'll take a look around at what happened in the other groups. Guys, here's the Group A matches: Serbia, France, Brazil, Iran and Spain, Egypt. What were you looking at there?
Well, I reckon the Serbia-France one would be the game that you'd want to get to. Brazil will certainly get over Iran. You'd expect Spain to beat Egypt. That one is going to be a beauty. The first one, France and Serbia, that's going to be a tight battle.
Yep, and in Group B, Argentina meets Croatia, Senegal, Puerto Rico and the Philippines in Greece. This is one of those funny groups. In Croatia, they're over Argentina. They would have been tight, but gee, the Argies have been tough at times.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I sort of picked Croatia to win that. Easy to say now that the scores are up.
Say, 10 out of 10 in hindsight.
Wish I could do my footy tipping that way. But Saric and Bogdanovic as well, you know, they've got some real talent on that team.
Yeah, problems here for the Tall Blacks. They did so well against Turkey yesterday, but beaten by the Dominican Republic. Probably not unexpected in itself, Phil, but New Zealand would have needed some points.
Yeah, they're in trouble now, no question. I mean, they still finish in the 4, but they're going to get a nasty crossover when they go. Finland over the Ukraine. It's going to be a really interesting game, that one. I've just got a feeling Finland are going to push Ukraine really hard. Turkey over the USA. We'll cover that one later on, and USA we pick in that one.
Yeah, we can't wait to watch that one. Oh, you've already tipped that one. You don't need hindsight.
I'll do a
many
little bit more
people
research.
I'm doing all mine in hindsight.
Yeah, get back to us at 5:25 on ABC. Thanks. Australia, as we said, over Korea relatively comfortably there. A couple more games, guys. What are you expecting?
Well, look, after seeing Slovenia the other night, I think the Dragic brothers will be too much for Gustavo Ayon and Mexico. And I'm tipping Lithuania and their big front court to get it done against Angola.
All right, let's have a look at the standings. Pool A, of course, some of these teams you can see still have games in hand, but Spain, we're expecting to see them deep into this tournament, and they are the hosts, of course, Spain, Serbia, Brazil on top of that table there. In Group B, well, Argentina, as we said, we probably expect to see in the long run Croatia on top, though, Phil?
Yeah, look, I reckon that's about it. And Greece, and the only one, maybe Puerto Rico can slip over the top of the Philippines there. I think that would be the four there, but Argentina are a powerhouse.
Sure are. Group C, Tommy, let's have a look at this one, because this is one that, of course, we expect to see USA top this ultimately. They do have that game in hand over Dominican Republic.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, of course, USA are going to take out this pool. It's sort of a toss-up after that. Probably Turkey, I'd see rounded out in the 2 spot, and then maybe New Zealand, Dominican Republic, somewhere to finish out the 4.
If I was Dominican Republic, I'd take a photo of that right now.
Yeah, if you were Finland, you would have had the first shot of the game as well. And Group D, OK, Australia there, they've had the extra game, but they face Lithuania in their next one on Wednesday. Angola, the AfroBasket champions. And, yeah, we'll take a shot of that one as well. All right, now, Double Dribble, don't forget you can get that unique and entertaining analysis. Dave Thornton and Ronnie Cheng have that for you. 8:20 every night on ABC2. Now, Wednesday morning, here is the big one, guys. Wow. That's our main game, Phil.
It is going to be a beauty, no question about it. We get a chance to see what we've really got. If you can't get the win in that one, then you know you're in a little bit of trouble, but that is going to be a beauty.
All right, we've got a chance to see what Tommy looks like with no sleep as well. Turkey, USA, of course, we've got that coming up for you at 5:25. You've got just enough time to get a few hours sleep, and we'll look forward to seeing you 5:25 on ABC, that match live from Bilbao. Well, guys, I'm going to start the stopwatch. You two get a bit of rest. Tommy, if you enjoyed yourself, you'll come back?
Fantastic, can't wait.
Good, Phil, you're not allowed to go anywhere. We'll see you guys early on tomorrow morning. Thank you all for joining us. We'll see you for Turkey, USA in a couple of hours. Bye for now.
I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Like a Version on Triple J.
Now, we've got the Rhodes here. You've got the acoustic guitar. You've got some drums. You've got your voice. How on earth are you going to do Flume's Holding On with this?
Well, I just really love the artist, and I listened to his album on repeat when I was in Melbourne, going through some tough times. I was just walking down the streets, you know, day in, day out, just listening to Flume.
So Asta, here we go. Like a Version. Take it away.
To keep on holding on, holding on. To keep on holding on, holding on. Y'all know Freddy's trying to do as I do. My hips shaking, mama, I love you. Y'all know Freddy's trying to do as I do. My hips shaking, mama, I love you. Y'all know Freddy's trying to do as I do. My hips shaking, mama, I love you. Y'all know Freddy's trying to do as I do. My hips shaking, mama, I love you. To keep on holding on, holding on. To keep on holding on, holding on. To keep on holding on, holding on. No, 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 I can't turn you loose, no, no, 'cause I need all the joy you bring. Hey, hey, I can't let you go with nobody, 'cause I love you, baby. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Y'all know Fred's trying to do as I do. My hips shaking, mama, I love you. Y'all know Fred's trying to do as I do. My hips shaking, mama, I love you. Y'all know Fred's trying to
Hi, I'm Dave Thornton and he's Ronnie Cheng and we're the hosts of Double Dribble, so join us on ABC2. Mate, can you just stop that?
There's going to be a lot of this at the Basketball World Cup, you know.
Yeah, OK, but it's not all up on my grill, is it?
I've already beaten you mentally.
Sure. That's Double Dribble every night on ABC2.
I'm the winner!
Double Dribble every night, 8:20 on ABC2.
Tuesday.
You're not really interested in caring about others.
Yes, I am. I'm just looking for someone who's, like, kind and gentle. That's not you.
Josh, I think my feelings hurt.
So much self-loathing.
Neve? Tom has been seeing a girl, a child's girl.
So what are you guys like boyfriend, girlfriend, or...
Is this a bad time to tell you Claire's coming back?
Please Like Me. Tuesday, 9:30 on ABC2. From high-class escorts to the streets.
Who here uses prostitutes?
They're the women who've turned pleasure into business.
Should be good fun.
With an endless list of devoted clientele.
How far did you go with the girls?
All the way, mate.
All the way?
I'd rather them do out calls.
I had to pay for 2 of them.
But in this line of work, happy endings can sometimes be hard to come by.
You could be a victim of violence or, like, rape.
Not everyone can mentally deal with it.
Prostitution. What's the harm? Friday, 9:30 on ABC2. The following program is rated M for a mature audience. It contains adult themes, coarse language and sexual references.
With Britain recovering from the worst recession since the war, women are particularly feeling the pinch.
Oh, mistress.
Over 1 million women are unemployed, and with families to support, drastic times call for drastic measures.
It's sex. It's phone sex.
Women in their droves are using creativity, business acumen and a good phone manner to earn enough money to keep their heads above water.
Oh, you like the sound of being a fuck bitch, do you?
We meet the women who are paid to talk dirty.
Oh, I'm talking about Willie.
From the reserved rookie...
Quite nervous now.
...to the finest in filthy phone fun.
Oh, that's it. Give us that fucking cock.
They are all waiting to take your call.
Hello?
Hi, honey.
Yeah, you can be my toilet paper.
Oh, woof like a puppy dog.
Looking Katy Perry.
You dirty boy.
Spit on it. Oh, sausage bag.
Don't stop!
Like many women in today's challenging economy, Marnie Diamond was stuck in a job that expected long hours for little pay, before a chance encounter changed her life.
I was getting a manicure and I met a woman and she introduced me to phone chat and it was like she opened my eyes. So I thought, well, I'll start it off as a bit of a sideline, you know, I'll keep my job. Then realised I was earning more in the evenings doing phone sex than I was sitting behind my desk getting fat all day. So I thought, fuck it, give it up, go phone sex.
Hello? Hello, slave. I want to hear you spank your own bottom. Harder. Stop coughing and concentrate. Now, have you been wearing your wife's underwear again? Which panties are you wearing this time? All of them? You have more than one pair on. Oh my. Well, you are excelling yourself today, slave.
It's touting this tawdry talk that means at just 19 years old, Marnie can afford to rent her own luxury apartment at a cost of over £600 a month.
It came completely unfurnished, so I spent the last 5 days shopping like some kind of demented woman, just making it into my perfect little palace, really, which is all really exciting.
The most I ever got from a call was 1 hour, and that worked out to be 180. I'm not depending on anyone else. I'm not depending on a benefit state. I know that if I need money, I can go out, I can earn my own money. I don't have to ask anyone for it. I don't have to go to the job centre every 2 weeks and sign on. It's my own income. It's what I've earned, and it's my money. and it's a really good feeling.
Little Marnie's got big plans. Phone Sex is paying for a university course in the history of the arts, and today she's buying the first books for her reading list.
I still can't get over the fact that the thing that opened these doors to go back to university for me was phone sex. This job made me realise how many doors money can open.
Very good. Now woof for me. Go on, woof. Woof like a puppy dog. Louder. Well done. Very good woofing. Are we there? Well done. Have a lovely day. Bye, Slip. And that's how we get an education.